fatal thought impact, past painful thoughts. In fact, I blast tasteful thoughts and past. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we met David. And Deku, he discovered there are more people alive than he first thought. Upon investigating and getting the proof they needed for Earth, they discovered a distress signal out in space. A Weyland-Yutani's vessel. They were heading towards Mars to try and start a colony there. And they had a problem with their engines. The residents were forced to go into cryosleep. And Deku, he was able to get a response from the android. As after at least linking their ships together, Deku is sitting down with the captain. And the captain, they have heard a lot of information. And Deku, he just keeps making things weirder. Since Deku's explained to the captain, aliens exist. There's one right there. And, well, the ship they're using and about to use to take them to a new place, it's an alien ship. Yeah, this man did not think this was ever going to happen. He thought that he was going to start a colony on Mars. He was listening to orders. He was going to be helping the Yutani Corporation with so much. And now he's just learned that the universe is very large. We do actually have Deku, who after at least the androids do start the process of at least doing a few things for the ship, they get it put into the tractor beam for the yautja ship. And it is quite easy. Deku expresses to them that it's only going to take a few weeks to head back to where they are. And upon at least discovering exactly how far they're traveling and with what they're doing, it's insane. The captain doesn't want to believe it. However, after going over tons of information from Earth, and even hearing stories from these people, either they're the best bullshitters in the universe, or they're honest. Since it's quite a bit. And Deku does at least express they'll be passing by Earth whenever they're leaving the system. If the person wants to take a look out the window, they can. However, he wouldn't recommend it. It's like if someone drove a nail through bulletproof glass, and it doesn't look too good. Do you guys have pictures? Deku going to bring one up, as he does at least go to put a hologram out in front of this person. Them looking at the picture as Deku does inform them to not swipe, since there's worse ones than that. Jesus. Alright. Thank you. We probably would have been sent adrift for years. Centuries even. That's insane, though. How are all of you from the past? Wormholes. Time dilation. It's very complicated. Hell, I don't even think my scientists understand it. You're a scientist? Yeah. Listen, the aliens that we got this stuff from, they're very much like a tribe. And right now, the humans have their own. I am the clan leader, I guess you could say. I'm sorry. What? Listen, it's very complicated. I'm about to come back to our planet with 5,000 mouths to feed. I should be happy since there's more people alive. However, this complicates a lot more shit. We weren't expecting your numbers to be so large. I will admit that. However, I am proud that at least there was a backup plan. It was only a matter of time before Earth went to high hell, so I'm surprised it made it as long as it did, though. Excuse me. Do you not have any remorse for what's going on? Do I? You don't even know what we've been through. You don't even know what we've seen out here. What I've seen out here. You want to know what we've had to do to survive? How about I tell you what a fucking xenomorph is? Or better yet, how about I tell you about the engineers? Maybe the yautja. You're gonna have to meet the elder of that clan anyways. Explain it to him. Hell, Deku going to at least reach into his pocket and pull out a translator. Him tossing the earpiece to his purse and informing them that take that and talk to a key, since she'll explain some of it. Okay. I'm thrilled to hear about this. Good for you, lady. I need to go to our training room. Deku going to stand up, as after the lady is taken to the yautja ship, and all the complicated things are done, the ship is on its way. And it is going to be going at a bit of a slower speed now, since they're carrying quite a bit of cargo with them. Now, after at least talking with a key and learning quite a bit more, along with even her radioing in to her father about what they found, the man, he's understandably very frustrated. However, at the same time, he himself is very relieved. Apparently, humans did escape their extinction. They are quite a lucky species. Interesting, that. Now, the man, after at least talking to his daughter, he does talk to this human, who they do at least try to inform the man to everything. We do currently have Deku, who's in the training room, as he's doing push-ups on his fingers. Deku, he's using all 10 of them, and he isn't touching the ground, as he does go upwards, and they're going to actually bring up his right hand, him trying to balance on 5 fingers. As David, he does walk in. My, this is quite interesting, don't you think? David, what is it? This is quite curious. Curious. I was wondering as to what was going on here. Did you just glitch? Yes, it is a problem with my wiring. My internal systems, they have been iffy since, well, the engine's failure. However, I have tried doing maintenance on myself. It has not been very fruitful, but I believe progress has been made. David, something is very wrong with you. Listen, how about we turn your functions off? After that, we can get you repaired. I doubt Wayland Yutani's non-program. They could just staring at David. Before he does, walk over to him and at least go to smack him across the face. David actually is going to turn his head before looking back at Deku. Sorry. It appears my systems are glitching more. Like I said, function off. We'll get our scientists to repair you. They're very good. I see. Yes, I believe that would be the best advice, or most advisable at this point. Okay, good. Now, David, he does at least go to a spot, and then function, or at least turn off, as Deku does talk to the scientist, who they were going over the information of the Wayland Yutani's corporation ship. It was quite fascinating to know what humanity has discovered. And even records on Wayland Yutani's, it does show quite a bit of things. The people here, they are of multiple backgrounds. Different things that colonists would need to know. Experts on not only natural biology, but even plant fauna. And some of them, they actually are even chemical engineers. And people who, they know exactly what to do out in nature. And there's even colonists who are farmers. And Deku, he does like that. Fact is, the people back home, they're just spotty with it. The only information they do know is basically what they've taught themselves through trial and error. And that's really all that can be said. And Deku, after at least talking to everyone more, and the ship being on its way, you do have where eventually it does pass by Earth. The captain being able to see for herself that the planet truly has been destroyed. We do actually have Deku, who he is standing there walking by the hallway as the captain, she was drinking and looking out the window. So you're in that phase. Yeah, I know. First time you hear about it's not too good. How can you be so casual about it? Because I've already seen the Earth be destroyed once. This is just the fucked up icing on the cake. It's a funny way of looking at it, I guess. Well, most of my problems are solved. A lot of them are gone. And it looks like I won't ever see them again. Family? Yup. Yeah. Well, let me just tell you one thing that I found interesting. My parents died 20 years after I left. So about 323 years ago. That was hard for me to understand. However, I'm right. Earth was destroyed, what? 100 years ago? 98, actually? And this shattering effect. Whatever happened to it? It is recent. Probably 50, maybe. We don't exactly know. A generous estimate, possibly? Listen. 20 years passed by before your planet, your version of Earth, was destroyed. Yeah? So, you're saying I should take comfort in knowing my parents could have died? My friends could have died? My mother, my father, my husband, my children, my son and daughter. Yeah. Not gonna lie to you. That sounds heavy. It is. I've I feel like I should just go back and cry out. Listen, I'm not gonna bullshit you. It's messed up. We're going after the engineers, though. You've talked about them. You said that they're the ones who destroyed Earth. Yeah, they are. Okay. And I've heard some information going around. I heard it from a drunk with loose lips. The jokester? Yeah. These engineer guys. Are they like us? Human? Genetically, yes. In appearance, I don't think so. Okay. I'm going to have to go sleep this off. Alright. Now, she's just going to leave. As we do have for Deku, he does try to get some sleep. However, after at least tossing and turning at night, and waking up from a very fucked up nightmare, he does head to the training room. And with Deku, he does arrive, he does start training and meet with a key. She is throwing jabs through the air and throwing kicks. As Deku, whenever he does walk in and just see him, she's gonna turn and stare directly at him. Scar, didn't realize you were still awake. So, what are you doing here? I came here to train. Fucked up dreams. Couldn't sleep. Sorry. Did you want to go around? Yeah, actually, that sounds good. Now, Deku, he does get to bring up a stance. As a key, she herself does go to get in her own, and the two, they duly start to reminisce. Going back and forth, as the two, they do block, dodge, and throw jabs. They're able to get good damage on each other. And the two, they duly try to talk about how this is very similar to their first encounter. And it is actually quite interesting. Deku can recall every time they fought. Aki, she may be able to gain the upper hand in some of their previous fights. However, Deku is always expecting it the next time. Deku actually going to dodge out of the way of a throw punch as he does go to grab Aki's hand. Him going to actually go to bring his leg forwards to the right before at least jumping back to the left and going to push Aki forwards as Deku, he does go to at least land on the ground on top of Aki. Him holding her down as he does talk about how, and he's won. You have not won, Scar. I still have a free hand. Maybe. But you can't outpower me. Besides, Deku is going to bring his hand up. Aki, she does go to throw a jab. Her expecting that if she does do a quick gut shot to Deku's lower abs, she can knock the wind out of him. And maybe she can turn the tables on him. As we do have where she is going to attempt that, Deku is going to bring his hand outwards and go to catch it. Him being able to grab her by her wrist, as he does then go to bring her wrist up to her other hand. Him then going to force her hand together. And I've won. So are you going to admit you've lost? Maybe. Or maybe Hurley is going to bring her legs upwards and throw herself up. Now, the moment she does so, Deku, he actually does go sweeping forwards, more closer towards Aki's face. Aki actually being able to bring her legs upwards and going to grab Deku by the back of his neck. Her actually being able to throw him down, as she does then at least go to get on top of him, and then going to bring her hands upwards and pull back her fist. Her expressing that if she does go for the next blow, she'll be able to take him out. Her actually at least going to grab onto Deku and forming him. Her holding a thumb up to Deku's artery, expressing one solid move, and he's done. So, that means that she's won their little match. Maybe. It's kind of interesting though. Isn't it funny? You always find a way to win. I always find a way to counter you. Scar, I will win. This is just one of my many wins. Yeah, I know. How many fingers can you count those on, though? I've beaten you at least 14 times. And I've beaten you 15. So, exactly how much do you really want to say you can win? Scar, I will surpass you. Maybe. Or maybe you just like to be around me. Excuse me? Aki. Well, I don't know how to explain this. Did me and you ever talk about, well, something whenever I was drinking the other day? Yes, we were. And what was it? Well, it was about relationships. Yeah. I don't remember what I said, but I have a good feeling as to what I may have said. Would you mind explaining it to me? You talked about how, well, you didn't think it was weird for us to participate in these human traditions, like dating. Or, well, you know, relationships. God damn it. Is that a bad thing? Kind of. Yes. No. I don't know how to explain it, Saki. Listen. I don't. God damn it. I don't know if I care anymore. Hell, nothing really matters. Doesn't anything? For Christ's sake, I'm trying to kill a guy. Not even a guy, an entire species. I don't know if I'm doing good or bad. Akili's going to get off of Deku and she's going to bring her hand out, expressing to him that prey die, and hunters, they will always be hunting prey. I get that. However, Deku is going to bring his hand outwards and get up off the ground. It just seems weird though. I've changed so much and I don't even really understand it. Deku would at least turn around and gonna bring his hands up. You know, never mind. Scar? What? You can't just try and sweep this under the rug. Deku is turning around. And what am I supposed to do then? Don't you think it's weird? I mean, for Christ's sake, at least you gotta find it's strange. I do find it strange. That is why I do not understand it. You make me just feel weird. I don't know how to explain it. You make me feel these weird things and they confuse me and they make me angry. I don't know how to feel when I'm around you. You're just so you. Really? I'm just so me. Is that supposed to be an insult? No, Scar. It's just the way you perform, your confidence, your ego, the way you talk and act towards people. You overanalyze them and psychoanalyze them. Excuse me, are you trying to break me down? Really? I can at least talk about things about you if you're gonna be doing this shit to me. You think you're handling stress bad? You wanna know what I'm handling? A dead civilization. The realization my parents are dead. The realization that the pressure of humanity and making sure we make it to the next fucking year is all on me. The pressure that those people might be able to die on my watch. And you think I'm not stressed out too? Shit. This is the least of my problems right now, Key. You think it's funny? Hell. What would you understand? What would I... Do you even know my culture? I really do, Key. Trust me. Besides, I don't even think you understand Earthling culture pretty well. Scar, you can go fuck yourself. Really. Listen. How much have you drank? How much have you? You never stop putting down the bottle. Really. You sure don't seem to have a problem with that either, do you? If you're gonna at least pull this shit on me, go right ahead. Really. Her going to bring her hands up. Expressing to Scar that if he really wants to go at it, then at least try and make a move. Now, we do have outside the training room, where after at least a few hard knocks, people do start to hear a few weird things. And we do have for somebody, they do try to go investigate it. As we do have where Deku and Aki, they're both fighting. And it went from at least a friendly battle to a bit more of an argument. And it was over something very stupid. Now, the door to the training room is currently locked. And Deku and Aki, they're both going back and forth. As Deku, after at least being thrown towards a wall, and Aki at least going to try and shot put something towards Deku, Deku is going to bring up his hand. The moment he realized it was a metal ball, he does go to at least throw his head out of the way and dodge. Before or after at least going to rush forward, he does go to grab a key. Him at least going to charge her across the room as she does try to knock him down into the back with her fist. And after Deku to smash her into a wall, he does get to pull back. Aki clocking him across the face as the two they're both still shouting. And we at least do have where, after a loud yelling match, something weird happens. The people who are sitting outside, they slowly heard the yelling start to die down, before something strange happened. The next time there was a thud in the wall, it sounded different. And the two crew members, they do get to look at each other. As whenever one of them, they do at least have it click in their head, they do at least get to grab the other crew member, talking about how he's fairly certain should probably go ahead and leave this alone. And we do actually have inside the room, about a few minutes earlier. You seriously don't understand what it's like. I can't understand. You don't understand what it's like. The pressure put on me from my family? Shit. I don't know what to do. Hell, my mother resents me. My father, he doesn't look at me the same way as he did my sister. Seriously, you think family expectations are bad for a yautja? Try being me. You wanna know what my parents wanted of me? They wanted a simple life for me, but I got dragged into the same type of weird bullshit they did. Did you think they wanted me to live a life like this? They wanted me to grow up and find a girl, have kids maybe, start a family. Hell, instead, now I'm out in space and I'm spending time with an alien that I can't believe I've fallen in love with. Now, the moment Deku does say those words, Aki, she does just stare back at Deku. As her face, it went from anger to shock and surprise. You, you're, I'm. Her getting angry, as this time she has to charge at Deku, and the two they do smash into a wall. As that's whenever things they did start to take a bit of a turn. We do currently at least have the next morning, where Deku and everyone they're sitting down for breakfast, and their trip it is at least a bit stranger now. As Deku, while he's sitting down, everyone's playing cards at the table, and the captain they're at least commenting on the strange things this ship is capable of. Yeah, you kind of get used to it. Hell, it's not that bad. The fabrication machine in the workshop and everything else, including the, well, weird thing in the mess hall, allows us to at least make food or at least replicate some things the yautja know of and eat. It's not that bad either. No, those are fairly standard. We have our own systems of that. I'm talking about the noise your ship is capable of. I don't think I've ever heard of anything like it. There are many things, though. It's possible your ship may be haunted. That would explain those strange noises at night. This being where Deku does get a choke on his coffee. And the team, they always do full silence. As Deku, whenever he does turn to look towards everybody, they all do just kind of look at him strange. Except for one person. Now, Deku does talk about how that is pretty strange. Then again, it is to be expected. They don't know everything that goes on here. And there are weird systems here. The crew kind of just are going to agree. As Deku, he doesn't really want to at least try to explain that, especially because the answer, it may surprise them. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing night.